be applied into new and existing cement plants in Egypt, and naturally in all areas of this region.
To take some questions at the end of it. It's 1:05 now. I want to try and finish, if we can, around about 1:30, because lunch is scheduled for that time. Our next presenter is Hisham Sharif. Now, we wanted to cover the question of alternative fuels, and clearly in a country like Egypt, the potential attraction of utilising all sorts of waste is something you can't ignore. And Hisham Sharif is the CEO of Egyptian company, the solid waste recycling Éikaro here in Egypt, and he's going to talk about the current alternative fuel status and the future perspective. So if I can ask you to welcome Hisham Sharif.
Good afternoon. I'm here today to discuss about the story of alternative fuel for cement industry in Egypt. And I hope that we will share some ideas to improve it, if it will be beneficial for both parties. Today, we will focus on alternative fuel for cement kilns only. Although, as everybody knows, that there is competition of the alternative fuel in Europe and all over the world to use the alternative fuel for power generation facilities, for bioethanol facilities, for diesel facilities. I'm sure it's coming. What is the market potential in the alternative fuel in Egypt? The market potential in this alternative fuel measured by the volumes. Egypt is generating more than 30 million tons of agricultural residues, which we name it biomass, and 20 million tons of MSW, which we name RDF, could be generated out of this 20 million tons. Éikaro focused only on the biomass and RDF sector. Also, those two types of alternative fuel represent almost 60% of the solid waste management in Egypt. What we are doing with the biomass? We do have 137 sites in 8 governorates. We can collect up to 1.5 million tons of biomass. We started in 1997 alone, and in 2007, the Egyptian Environmental Affairs Agency came in, and the problem of biomass management in Egypt is the absence of regulation or regulator and the rule of the government. Since 2007, the WEAA played the role of the influence of Egyptian government to support the biomass management. What will be the products of this business? We do have compost mainly since 1997 as a soil conditioner. We do have animal fodder as a bulk material in the animal feed sector. And currently, we are focusing on the alternative fuel. These are the main products came out of the biomass management so far. What is the technical specification of these biomass? First, we have to know that we do have rice straw, cotton and corn stalks, tree trimmings, and sugarcane trash. I need everybody of you to understand the market size, the market potential. We did not use this amount to solve the cement industry yet, and I hope we can discuss the possibilities of getting some benefits out of this business. Please share with me the calorific values of each biomass we have and compare it with some other common fossil fuel and alternative fuel, and then have a discussion. Tree trimmings, cotton stalks are multi-material, and the calorific value will never less than 15 million BTU per ton. Rice straw, corn stalks, and sugar cane trash are fibrous material, and the calorific value will never less than 13 to 15 million BTU per ton. We assure you that the moisture content will be less than 15%. And the ash content is not high. Simply why? It will improve the cement quality, and also the ashes will be mixed with the clinker. Then the amount of clinker will increase. We don't have problem related to ash disposal as we do in converting biomass to electricity. Someone has to pay extra money for disposing the ash. In cement industry, we are not. Again, what is the problem with the biomass? It's the seasonality. I cannot secure for you one type of biomass. For example, the harvesting season of rice straw is September, October. If you are relying on the rice straw only, what I will do with the rest of the months? Nothing. The tree trimmings season starts from January up to April. Sugarcane trash starts from January up to May. Corn and cotton stalks, September and October. The government is not interested to give more attention for a national strategy of biomass management. They are giving the attention to rice straw, as rice straw is creating smokes during September and October of the year, which you name it, everybody in Egypt knows about that. But they are not interested to participate with the other biomass types. They are leaving this for us. This is chapter 1, which is biomass management in Egypt. And at the end of the session, it will be my pleasure to answer any question in that area. Chapter 2 is the municipal solids, garbage. Everybody is talking about garbage as a treasure. And garbage will bring more than 40 billion Egyptian pounds to the Egyptian economy. I disagree with that. Garbage is garbage. It needs money to get rid of it. What are the main activities related to the MSW management in all over the world? 5 items: collection, transportation, street sweeping, treatment, and disposal. For the cement industry, we are focusing on treatment only. Why? Because during the treatment, we are sorting the municipal solid waste, which is not sourced separated, it is mixed together. And the cement industry needs only, as Kevin said, RDF, refuse dried fuel. fuel derived from the refuse. Refuse meaning garbage. I hope that everybody has to understand that the amount of RDF in 1 ton of garbage, it will be between 15 to 20% mixed plastic waste, which is the main source of energy. Not the whole ton of garbage. There is 60% of the garbage need to be recycled to produce compost. There is some other recyclables will never come to you because the scavenger will do the job for you. 99.9 of the recyclables will never come to you. And this is Egypt story. Then, to improve the situation of the MSW, treatment and disposal management, we have to focus on RDF. The amount that is generated from recycling the compost and from processing the RDF that could not be recycled has to go to the landfill. Somebody has to invest in the CapEx, OpEx, and then should get it removed. These activities are presented in these slides. We are focusing on the treatment and disposal. We have nothing to do with the collection, street sweeping, treatment, collection, transportation, and street sweeping. But in the biomass management, we are an integrated service provider. We are responsible for everything. What RDF means? We do have rejects, we do have SRF, and we do have RDF. I hope that the cement industry has to realize the differences between each category. Reject is the material came out of the MRF facility as is. It has some organic, very low calorific value, moisture content not less than 20-25%. We cannot use this directly in the cement industry. Then we can make post-treatment to get rid of the water content and organic fraction. Then it will be SRF, solid residual fuel. And then we can process it to produce RDF. From given presentation, you could realize that the calorific value in the RDF he presented was 3,500 kilocalories per kilogram. With this RDF, I assure you, I guarantee, not less than 5,000 kilocalories per kilogram. Simply why? We are not Europe. We don't have rain, and the moisture content is too low, less than 15%. And the organic fraction is not good. For the RDF, the calorific value range from 16 to 24 million BTU per ton. And the particle size, we could reach less than 3 inches, and the moisture content will be less than 10%. Let me mark this point because it is a sister company providing the engineering of Ícaro, and we can mark this point. Operational-wise, then let us go back to biomass management and MSW management. We need collection, baling, loading, shredding, grinding, and then we can take it after baling directly to the cement kiln through the calciner to feed the kilns, or you can densify it either using bracketing, tubing, or pelleting. What I am showing you is more than 137 sites since 2007 up till now. More than 2,000 employees and more than $30 million CapEx. How can we help the cement industry? We need to do the job on behalf of the cement industry. Cement industry has to focus on the cement industry. And the waste disposal companies has to focus on their business. That's why someone has to invest in the processing of the biomass by grinding, by baling, by densification after the collection process or operation. This is how the material goes to Cemex, Etagimenti, and some goes to Lafarge. It is baled, wonderful, and you will see later how beneficial we are. Also, there is no regulator and there is no government yet. This is how to convert the biomass to a solution to the cement industry. Most of us did not believe in that. I was in Minneapolis last week, and I have seen 100% of the power generation facility in Minneapolis made by biomass, like this. 100%. No coal. It used to use natural gas. The MSW operational management or overview start from the pre-sorting, sorting, recycling of the organic fraction, landfilling the material that could be recycled, and use the 15% mixed plastic waste. Again, 15% of mixed plastic waste. These are the material that we could use as RDF. We cannot use the 1 ton of garbage in the cement kiln. This is another project in the Bahliya related to the municipal solid waste treatment and disposal. And over there you will see the RDF in bale and wrapped. This is the RDF line, which very soon each MRF and composting facility will be equipped with RDF facility or a centralized facility to get more benefit of the mixed plastic waste. What will be the future constraints? Now, the alternative fuel, as everybody is talking now, they are relying on coal and Bitcoin. I agree with that, but question has to be raised. Why we are going to invest the initial capital investment? Why we are giving you more need to offer currency? Why we did not take in our consideration that the infrastructure to handle coal, which we don't have, bit coal, we do have very little, is not there. But we do have biomass. We can reach 5-6 million tons, I assure you. And we do have RDF. Garbage is distributed in everywhere in the country. It is not a treasure, it is a problem. Someone has to pay the cost to handle it. Either the waste generator or somebody who he may get benefit out of that, or the government. Please look to this slide carefully. What we are looking for in the synthesis? We are looking for high quality fuel. We need to reduce the cost. We need to secure the sustainability of supply. We need to save our Egyptian money, not to convert it to a foreign currency to import Bitcoin or coal. It means that tree trimmings and cotton stalks, rice straw, corn stalks, sugar cane, calorific value-wise compared to coal and pit coke is there. Look to that. Moreover, the sulfur content in the pit coke is low. We need to have a desulfurization process or a dechlorination process to avoid the quality of the cement as a family. Can we rely on the biomass and RDF, but in a fair way? These businesses needs capital investment, running cost. Why we are ready to pay for coal or pit coke more than $150 per ton, and we are not ready to pay the same? If I will secure you with the same calorific value, or please help me to convince the government to pay the service fee. Otherwise, no future for RDF in future. There are three main parameters out of what I have said is the environmental impact. Do we need actually to stop burning the biomass? If the farmers are generating biomass, we need to help the Egyptian farmers to get more use out of these biomass. Do we really need to see the country clean? I hope that someday the people will believe that yes, there is some revenues may come from the treatment and disposal of the MSW or the garbage, but at the end, someone has to pay the service fee. As the American people say, there is no free lunch. Otherwise, if there is treasure, why all the Egyptian streets full with garbage? Simple question. Social impact. For your information, the percentage of the jobless in Egypt reaches 40%. Do we need really to get a non-conventional business opportunities for our people in the rural areas? There is social impact more than the environmental impact. Do we need to help the country not to push too much for foreign currency? You are selling your products by Egyptian currency. Why you are pushing yourself to change the money to the foreign currency to import something you could secure it locally? Hopefully. Do you know how much Egypt is paying for 1 ton of mazot? More than $600 to $700 per ton. And we don't need to push the cement industry too much because they are having their own business model or financial model. Then the government has to subsidize the $600, $700 by less than 200 or 250. Why I should do that? Or I need to help both the cement industry and the government by identifying something locally without asking the government subsidy. By the way, and please excuse me for that. I hate personally the word subsidy. What I need to ask the government, would it be possible to give me 10%, just 10%, of the money that you are already paying for importing energy to help the biomass and the RDF management? The absence of this regulator is the main reason of this dilemma that we all face. That is difficult. Two, when the EEAA started in 2007, a fantastic project which called Egyptian Biomass Management Project. Since 2007 up till now, we managed to have a system. We learned a lot, and we still need to learn more. But we need to extend this business to new geographical areas, to some other products. I assure you that since Egypt, since the 5,000 years ago, there is no one single person collected 1 ton of sugarcane trash. Egypt is producing more than 2.5 million tons of sugarcane trash from Minya to Komombo, Maswa. 100% is buried. The calorific value is not less than 15 million BTU per ton. I need help. And the government also need help, and you guys need help. Let us make the conclusion finish. Can we, for the God's sake, work as a team? This is a conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hasham.
Decades and can be applied into new and existing cement plants in Egypt and naturally in all areas of this region